And welcome everybody to Pepin Stadium on the University of Tampa campus for women's soccer as the Tampa Spartans women's soccer team gets ready to take on the Nova Southeastern Sharks. Beautiful sun-drenched day here in Tampa, Florida. Slight wind coming out of the west. My daughter and I call this a count the clouds day because you can count all the clouds in about half a second. I see one, maybe two, but it's a beautiful day. Little windy, but a perfect day for the Tampa Spartans to return home, winners of their last game, and now up to 9-2-2 on the year, 3-2 in the Sunshine State Conference, taking on Nova Southeastern, 4-5 on the season, 1-4 in the Sunshine State Conference. Joining me, my broadcast partner, Greg Praver, as the Spartans women. We see unranked this week, unranked for the last couple weeks, and a little bit of a surprise, a 9-2-2 team would be unranked. Second most wins overall in the Sunshine State Conference.
It's pretty surprising to me. You know, they're 9-2-2, and that, to me, seems like a record worthy of being ranked, especially in Division II. And their only losses have been against ranked teams. And those are the teams you're expected to lose to. So it's not like they blew any big games. You know, those were games that they went into the match supposed to lose, you know, and they didn't get the job done, but they still should be ranked. But, you know, the season goes on.
Yep.
They have to take care of business, whether their opponents are ranked or not. And if the wins come, the ranking comes.
I guess if you're looking for a reason why they are not ranked, Rollins, Berry, St. Leo, and Eckerd at the moment have better conference records than the Spartans. Rollins at 5-1, Berry 4-0, St. Leo 4-1, and Eckerd 3-1, while the Spartans are in at 3-2. So in terms of the conference play, 4 teams have better records than them, which may have something to do with it, even though only Rollins has more overall wins on the season than the Spartans at this point.
I could see. I think your reasoning makes sense. Having 4 teams in your conference above you could be the reason, but that is such a competitive conference where you see a lot of talented teams coming out of that conference. So
play is underway. Referees for this game: Janessa Gunn is the referee, Miguel Martez the assistant referee, along with Stephen Richardson, assistant referee. So we started up at 4:30. Greg, take over the call.
Well, we present you the starting lineups for both teams. For the away team, the Nova Southeastern, the road team, the goalkeeper is Copal, number 1. Number 4, Montgomery. Number 7, Lundberg. Number 9, Niedermayer. Number 10, Lely. 11, Holmeschild. 12, Cavill. 14, Nytorp. 19, Wiley. 23, Holmquist. And 25, Mensch. And for the home team, the Spartans, the goalkeeper, number 1, Freegard. Number 3, Gonzalez. 4, Shields. 8, Jackal. 9, Hayward. 10, Cox. 15, Gonzalez. 16, Pennybaker. 17, Moore. 28, Russo. And 33, Ward. So
a lot going on around campus today. It's homecoming weekend, and this is one of the events where people are showing up. Pretty good crowd here to see the Spartans. Or it looks like a youth soccer game or a soccer team here. How important is homecoming here at the University of Tampa?
Well, you know, for the students, there are a lot of great events, so it's important in that sense. The events generally present good turnout because a lot of the students get excited for the casino night and these homecoming games. It brings the students together for the most part, and it doesn't happen often. It's once a year.
I can hear some live music just started up behind us or off near one of the campus housing places.
So this is basically a tailgate.
Tailgater? Okay.
So yeah, it brings the students together. It brings a lot of the organizations like fraternities, sororities, clubs. They bring them together.
I noticed there was a lot going on downstairs below us here in the stadium. Some campus groups had some exhibits or booths going on too.
Student Productions put on the event, and they're in charge of bringing the organizations together to get the fans to come, get the fans entertained before the game. You know they'll be entertained during the game because it's soccer, but they've had some good activities before the game. And I will say, for the alumni, homecoming brings them together. There are a lot of organized alumni events, reunions, so it's good for the students and alumni. It's really good to see this time of year.
Spartans' last game, taking on Florida Southern, beat them 3-2. And they lost to Berry 3-1, so their last 2 games were on the road. They split them 1-1. And as you mentioned, Greg, standing at 3-2 in the conference right now.
the Sharks with some physical play there as Miranda Gonzalez was going for the header, and Lundberg defended her pretty well. Put the ball out of bounds, gave the Sharks the ball, but the Spartans got it right back, and then the Sharks got it back. So they are trying to cross midfield. Spartans heavy loaded on the offensive side of the field. Their defense is up. That has been a trend, like I've mentioned in previous broadcasts. They like to load the offensive side of the field with defensemen, too.
We've seen a lot of games this year for this women's team where the field was definitely weighted toward the opposite team's goal. I mean, it's like they couldn't get the ball out of their half of the field, and the Spartans spent most of the time down there.
Well, the Sharks spending some time on their offensive side of the field, which is a good sign for them early on. I'm sure they're aware when looking at the tape, if they have, that the Spartans really like to be on the offensive side of the field for, I would estimate 3/4 of the game.
Yeah.
It's been an average that way. So Russo passes right to Penny Baker, and it was offsides. Penny Baker had a few feet on Russo, so the pass was not allowed to be made. But if it wasn't offside, that was a great pass. Free kick for the Sharks. They come in just under 500. They have a test today. You know, the Spartans play like a ranked team. At the moment, they aren't. A lot of their competition, a lot of their victories have been against unranked teams. So that could be a little bit of why they aren't ranked, but they really took care of business. I mean, ranked or unranked, you got to take care of business and win those games. So the Spartans get the ball back. They cross midfield. Pass intended for Ward goes out of bounds. Moore leads her a little bit out too far up front. It was hard for Ward to get to. As a result, there'll be a throw-in for the Sharks. But this match could go either way. You know, there's no significant mismatch. You know, the Spartans are 9-2. They're the home team, so that's good to see if you're a Spartan fan. However, the Spartans had a loss in two matches ago. They had a win at Florida Southern in their last match. So the Spartans have been playing dominant. You know, they've been very successful, but they're not undefeated, let's say. So anything can really happen. Region matches are close, usually.
You know, the good thing for the Spartans getting back into the rankings is their next 4 games are all home games, and going on the road is tough in this conference. So after this game, they'll be home against Eckerd in 4 days, which is next Tuesday night. And then Rollins next Saturday, a week from today, with a 4:30 game. And then Warner comes in here for a non-conference game. Rollins next Saturday will be the final conference game of the season.
And that'll be a big one. You know, Rollins has given the Spartans trouble in all sports. They've been a rival of the school for a long time, located in Orlando, just outside of Orlando, Winter Park. And they've always kept things competitive. That'll be a match that's most likely starred on their key schedule events.
And by the way, just so people know, we've got Wade running the camera today in living color, as always.
That's good to see.
Yep.
Well, we're hearing loud music. It's very nice to see. I think the turnout, the great weather has affected the turnout too.
Right.
There's no denying that.
And it's a great fall day here in Tampa.
Absolutely. Low 80s.
Talked to my friends back in Wisconsin. They said it was a great fall day, 55 and sunny. And that is a great fall day in Wisconsin.
Oh, absolutely. Can't complain. Sweatshirt weather.
Yep.
As Miranda Gonzalez, the freshman, who stepped up into a really large role this season. Really doing a wonderful job as a freshman. She throws it in.
She's got a good role model.
Her sister.
Yeah.
Cece Gonzalez. Leading
the Spartans with 13 goals this year. The next highest goal scorer has
Gabby
6.
Russo. Well, if you're Nova Southeastern, if you're the Sharks, you're really looking at the Spartan speed. You want your passes to be quick, a long distance away. You know, you want to be able to try to beat out the Spartans for a long pass, like what they did just here. The Spartans may beat you out, but it's worth the effort as you want to get towards the goal if you can. The more shots, better chance of winning. And I think Nova Southeastern is aware of the Spartans' aggressiveness on offense. And speedsters like Penny Baker and Russo, Cece Gonzalez, they all play a role into getting that high amount of shots for the Spartans.
Just saw back-to-back Nova Southeastern players go down to the turf and get up slowly, and the refs let them play on.
Southeastern with a nice pass up the sideline. Advancing towards the goal. Nice pass towards the middle. And Candace Shields is there to kick it away and steal it.
Yep, but they called her on it.
That's right.
Didn't look that bad. Upended her a little bit, but
well, that's a good
windy.
position.
It's windy today. That could knock some people over.
Well, they take the free kick. Nice quick pass. They're on the left corner. The cross is up.
Wow.
And Lauren Moore is there to kick it away somehow.
Fragard was on the ground when that one went over her head. So there's a Nova Southeastern player sprawled out. Might be able to see it if you get a shot down there of the player slowly getting up right by the goal. But she got drilled. And Fragard went down too, but she's getting up slowly, limping.
So Fragard looks good. Niedermeyer. She's running. Looks like she's running it off.
Yep.
The result could have been worse. However, she doesn't look like she's at 100%. Ward at midfield. Pass intended for Moore. Stolen by the Sharks. They're pretty aggressive early on. I have to say, I'm pretty impressed.
We haven't seen that many teams willing to really take it at the Spartans. They seem to just pick and choose their spots. Nova Southeastern seems to be looking to make things happen.
They may get a shot out of this. Nope, instead the cross was off a bounce, and Fragard has it, rolls it out to Russo. She's all of a sudden racing down the sideline. Cece Gonzalez in the middle, Penny Baker to her left. Instead, she keeps it. The cross to Penny Baker. Doesn't get to Penny Baker, but it's off the hands of the goalkeeper, Kopal. Saved. Won't count as a shot. It was a cross, but in her possession.
And by the way, there is a men's game coming up at 7 o'clock. Spartans taking on Nova Southeastern. Very common in this conference to have doubleheaders.
And very common to have overtime.
And overtime, too, yeah. Spartans with 2 draws already this year.
The throw-in for the Sharks is deflected off of Miranda Gonzalez out of bounds. So they'll keep the ball and move up the chains, let's say. Well, the Spartans quickly steal it. Penny Baker is running up the sideline. She is one of the fastest members of the team. Let's see what she does here. She's running towards the goal. Will she get the shot off? She does, and it's saved by Kopal, but the Spartans have another shot. Goes out of bounds. Ward with a quick throw-in. Miranda Gonzalez on the offensive side. She has space. What a cross to her sister, Cece.
Offside.
And it's offside.
Yep. No, I thought they called it, but they're playing on. Yeah, they did call it.
They called it. They played on.
Yeah.
Well, that was a great pass from sister to sister, younger sister to older sister. Unfortunately for the Spartans, Cece Gonzalez was a little bit past the line, the offsides line.
And Penny Baker had a great individual move, put the shot on goal, and got the rebound as it came bouncing away from Kopal. And she got a chance at a rebound shot, and it just went a little high and outside. Spartans putting on some pressure early.
Well, the Spartans try to get it back from the Sharks. Sharks have been very quick early on. Very selective in their passes. Not passing too much, so that's not holding them back from shooting. It's just that the Spartans' defense is very quick in moving from the offensive side of the field back towards free guard territory. Trying to make free guard do as little work as she can, but they have insurance there. She's been very solid this season, winning over 2 Player of the Week awards within the conference. Russo with a nice move. Passes to Moore. Moore back to Russo, but before it gets there, it's headed off of a Shark. Sharks have it back well into their defensive territory. They try to clear it, and Russo's there to deflect it out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick.
Spartans already with 4 shots. None so far for Nova Southeastern, but that's kind of been the trend the way the Tampa Spartans play this year. 41 goals this year for the Spartans, 312 shot attempts. The opponents have scored 9 goals and only had 79 shots. So the Spartans have about 4 times as many shots as their opponents this year. Goals this year, Spartans average 3.15 per game, and they only give up .69. Sounds like a Clayton Kershaw ERA there.
Absolutely. That's pretty impressive, and a lot of those stats are at home.
A Clayton Kershaw regular season ERA.
That's right, not the playoffs. We thought it would happen in the playoffs. It's amazing to say that he was one of the reasons why the Dodgers didn't advance.
Yeah. Spartans this year, 142 shots on goal of their 312 shots, so almost 50%, almost half their shots are on goal, and that's a pretty good stat.
Cece Gonzalez races down the sideline, tries to cross, but it's deflected off of a Shark. That means the Spartans will have a corner kick, and it'll be Gabby Russo doing it. She's lining up. She has Jackal, Pennybaker, Cox, Ward, both Gonzalez's, and Moore all inside the penalty box area. It's up, and it's deflected.
That was a good kick.
That was. Couldn't have been better. It was right on target, except a Shark was there to deflect it off the head of her head. And they get the ball back.
Interestingly, when you break down the shots by halves, by period, Spartans have taken 169 shots in the first period, 132 in the second. So it's 37 more shots in the initial period than the second period. But then if you look at the goals, the Spartans have 18 goals in the first half, 23 in the second half. So they're a few less shots, but a bunch more goals.
I guess they're more efficient in the second half.
Yeah.
Maybe the conversation at halftime with Coach Jerry Lucy could motivate them.
He's like, I love the shots you're taking now. Put them on goal.
Right. Right. Cece Gonzalez passes to her teammate Russo. They work very well together.
Look at
Amber
Pennybaker.
Pennybaker gets past the defender. The cross is a little bit weak. Pass intended to Ward. I think the speed wasn't there and the height wasn't there, so it was a little bit too low, a little bit too soft. Cece Gonzalez off the head! It's a goal! First goal of the match for Cece Gonzalez. That is her 14th this season, and I repeat, 14th. I repeated that because that's pretty impressive.
That is. What a great play, a great pass, and a great header by Gonzalez. You could see Copale coming out and Gonzalez going in, and it's like, who's going to get there first? Because if Gonzalez gets there first, he's probably going to head it in.
29:07 remaining in the first half. Cece Gonzalez doing what she does best, and that's scoring goals. So the Spartans with a big goal against a regional opponent, conference opponent.
And you don't just score 14 goals by individual effort alone. She knows how to be in the right place, the right time. We saw a number of games where Russo has the ball now, just works her way down the right side, and then just finds somebody. And it's been Gonzalez often.
And like I was saying, they work very well together. And I always see Cece and Gabby at the end of soccer matches together, and I believe that they're friends. So the friendship also could have something to do with the camaraderie that they have together. I know Pennybaker's a part of that group too.
Spartans now 5 shots, 4 on goal already. Already for Copale, 3 saves. Nova Southeastern right now, no shots.
Nice hustle there by Ward to keep the ball in play. Spartans have a lot of room. Miranda Gonzalez's shot goes slightly wide, about 10 feet.
You know, that's the kind of shot we see in the men's game from Andrew Clare from the defense position, and he's been very effective at that, so I think Miranda took some notes.
I think she's taken a lot of notes from her big sister because
yeah.
she's been extremely impressive. That Gonzalez tandem. And I'll add Ariel Gonzalez to the list. She comes off the bench and often produces. She usually comes off the bench. That's what we've seen in the.
But not related.
Right, not related. There are 3 Gonzalez's on this team, and
oftentimes in the lineup at the same time.
Yes. I think it's in the playbook where they have the Gonzalez's on the field at the same time. Brings them luck. Ward on the pass the sideline, looking for a pass, doesn't have any, so she dribbles it out instead. Has Miranda Gonzalez in her normal spot, left sideline pretty far back. Ward to Petty Baker's pass.
Almost threaded the needle there.
Yep, kick back. Hayward to Jackal, almost does a split trying to get to that pass. I know I couldn't have done that.